Good morning once again. And my name is Buzz Noe. I'll be giving our talk today, and as we've already mentioned to you, it's going to be on this planet. I've called it Mother Earth Rebirth, because we're going to be looking at things as though we're starting from fresh, because you're only here now and you're only moving forward from here. So let's get things together and give it a rebirth. And we always like to start off with something kind of light here at the center. And I looked all over for jokes about the environment, but couldn't find any. I guess it's really not a joking matter. But one of the things that did occur to me is the fact that in keeping the planet healthy, we also are keeping ourselves healthy. So as we work towards keeping ourselves healthy, we're helping things out. And one of the things Lynn has done is gone to a no meat, no red meat diet, and also get organic vegetables whenever she can to increase our health. So the other day she called me, she said, hey, if on your way home, could you stop at the store and get some organic peppers for dinner? So I said, certainly, pulled into the grocery store, looked all around, no organic vegetables or fruit were anywhere. So the produce guy was there. I said, hey, do you have any organic peppers here? And he looked at me like he didn't know what I was talking about. I said, well, something like this. But can you tell me, if, I'm going to be giving this to my wife, can you tell me if it's been sprayed with any poisonous chemicals? He looked at me and said, well, no, sir, I'm afraid you're going to have to do that yourself. I know. So, anyway, I would like to start off this talk today with some images. Are we up? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That's the ocean that we would all like to see. That is the ocean we're currently seeing. Yes, that is an island of discarded plastic floating out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Here is the rainforest we would all like to see. Here is the rainforest we're currently seeing. Here is the sky, the bright sky we would all like to see. Here is the sky we are currently seeing in a lot of places on this earth. A complete filter of smog. And here is the sunset we would all like to see. Here is the sunset we are currently seeing. So I brought these images up simply to put us all into that same mindset, that same place starting off, that there are aspects of the earth that we would like to see changed. We would all like to see that number 1 slide as opposed to the number 2 slide in all of these different areas around our planet. And I'm sure we would all agree that if someone said to you, hey, you could get from slide 2 to slide 1 simply by doing this or acting this way, we would all be agreeable to doing that. And so that's what the talk is about today, really, what we can do to get to that slide number 1 from slide number 2. And now there are probably some humans out there who will completely deny any aspect of global warming, any aspect of climate change, simply saying it's all our imagination, it's all fake news, if you will. And I'm sure there's a lot of other humans out there walking around who will agree, yes, there is global warming, there is climate change, but we are humans. That's nature. We can't do anything to change nature. So they just step back and let it happen. And then there are those, and I consider us part of that group, who respect what is called ecology. Now, ecology in the dictionary is defined as the branch of biology that deals with the relations of organisms to one another and to their physical surroundings. So, that means that if we're here on Earth and looking around, I think I could say we would all agree that we are here on the planet. Let's go with that. And then we have to do the explanation of ecology. We have to know that if we are here, then everything that we are doing, thinking, and saying is going to impact the surroundings, the physical surroundings that we're in, as well as each other. And so we are making an impact just by being here. Ecology dictates that we have an impact on the planet and on every other organism that shares the planet with us. And this illustrates, once again, one of the fundamental teaching aspects of this teaching that we're in Science of Mind, which Ernest Holmes brought forth somewhere around 100 years ago, establishing the concept that if you acknowledge that we are all here from one creative source, one God we like to say, then we are all just by simply that aspect one in the same. And everything is created by the one God, so it's all one within our teaching. We pretty much readily accept this concept in regards to humanity. We are all about, as you know, no matter what the differences might be between how you look, how you dress, your culture, your religion, your background, your ethnic background. Regardless of that, we have to acknowledge that we are one as a human species and work together to move forward. Working together with compromise and overlooking those things that might look up as difference, which allows us to bring us all together for the good of all, rather than focus on those differences, which some people still do, that between us, which will then lead to separation, disagreement, and eventually war, which in the final analysis does not do anyone any good. So what today's lesson is focused on is in line with this week's theme from the Centers for Spiritual Living, which is titled Healing Our Planet. In that theme, CSL refers to a book by Llewellyn Vaughan Lee entitled Spiritual Ecology, The Cry of the Earth. So I must confess, I have not read the book, but I did look online for reviews and analysis and everything about what that book is about. And it comes down to one thing. She quotes and brings forth a lot of spiritual leaders from all around the globe, different religions, different cultures, different histories and everything else. And they all come up with one single conclusion. It's simply this. As you readily acknowledge the oneness of our species and the oneness of all life, that same idea must now apply to your connection with this planet. We are all one. And as this is such a definite reality, not simply a spiritual sense, because as you know, I take something that is a spiritual aspect of what we do, and look how it fits in and lines up with the logical and the analytical aspects of life, because there are still things like gravity and stuff like that that we have to deal with. So if we as a species have one thing in common, as I've already mentioned, we are all here and we're all sharing this planet. We are all sharing this climate. We are all sharing this environment. So just simply by that, we are all one. And we should constantly place an emphasis on that oneness. It allows us then to bring us together for the good of all. We can all work together for the good of everyone here, rather than focusing on those differences. And what does this mean to us as inhabitants of Mother Earth? Simply put, keep in mind, we are connected in every way with this planet as much as we are connected in every way with each other. Know in your heart and in your mind anything that you can do to improve the circumstances of this planet, the environment, the climate, anything else, you are doing for yourself. You are one with it. And you're doing it for those people that you love, that you share this planet with. And by the same token, anything that you would do that would bring harm or destruction or devastation to the planet, you are doing to yourself. You're doing it to the people that you love. So if you love yourself and if you want to move forward, that's a reason to be connected with what's going on the planet. Now, will we, as a species, stop using and abusing the planet's natural resources? So now, having learned that there are repercussions within our lives and with each of us for the things that we do, I think that's going to send a message forth that since there are repercussions, let's look to see what we can do that would be best, not worse, for the planet. It'll impact our individual lives and the lives of all those that we love. The Science of Mind theme also suggests that we be respectful. Just as you demonstrate respect to your parents, to your siblings, to your loved ones, to your friends, even to strangers, show that same respect to this planet that we are all sharing. As you discover how to act in respect to those people that you love, act in respect to the planet Earth. And this brings us to the next step. Okay, we love our planet. We respect our planet. We want to do what's best. But what can I do individually to make this happen in my life? That's the question that comes up. And that's where we once again step forward from our consciousness and go into what I like to call the nuts and bolts of reality. Just as knowing perfection for someone that you love still might involve taking them on a trip to the doctor at some point. Knowing and loving and respecting this planet calls for us to take a few steps that can help things out. Now, one of the things that I like to share with you, going back to the beginning. Here we're going through all of this. Sorry. Right there. That is what I call the photo spot in Yosemite National Park. Now, Lynn and I go there on a regular basis. And whenever I go there, I cannot go past this place without stopping and taking a picture. Because what it expresses in one single frame is the beauty of this natural earth that we live on and how it is reflected. And this place, Yosemite, really brings that forward. And the reason we like to go there is because of that. We get to experience the beauty and fall in love once again with what nature is. And what that does, it puts that into our consciousness. If we love Mother Nature, if we respect Mother Nature, if we love the beauty of Mother Nature, now in our consciousness we're going to be doing what we can to preserve and protect that. And I suggest this to any and all of you. I'm sure we all find times to go out there into nature to get that same experience. But if you don't, find a place, even locally, where you can go, experience nature at its natural source, at its natural beauty, and let that consciousness be there. Hey, I love this place. Let's do what we can to keep it happening. And I strongly suggest, this in turn brings us up to a few individual practices that we all can do to keep our Mother Earth healthy. Now, some of them are little things, practices that by themselves may not have a huge impact on the environment right away. But collectively, if we could all practice those, then it will make the changes we need to save our planet. Here are just a few. This is a plastic grocery bag. I'm sure we've all gotten them. I'm sure we've all used them. Now, you take the groceries out, now you've got something that's going to end up in the environment. This is a reusable grocery bag. In fact, we got it at Yosemite. So if you're not already doing so, get a couple of these, take them to the grocery store, and stop putting your groceries in these. And while we're on the subject of plastic bags, when you go for those organic peppers, you sometimes will get a produce bag, put them in there, take them home, eat the peppers, and now you've got another piece of plastic to have to put into the earth. What you can do instead is find these. This is a compostable produce bag. If you use this, even if you throw this into the trash, it's going to become part of the earth, a healthy part, rather than being an impactful bad piece of thing. That's there, and, sorry I'm disappearing from the screen to do this. I also wanted to bring out this. I won this at a Chamber of Commerce, but it's a reusable cloth produce bag. So you can get something like this, and every time you get produce, put it in there, take it home. Now you're not throwing a piece of plastic away. You can wash this, keep it clean, and have it there for you. And there are some other things that I want to mention. If you're using plastic straws to drink a beverage, you're going to end up with a piece of plastic that's going to back into the environment. You can get, I don't have any here to show you, but you can get paper straws that do the same thing. When you put them in the trash, they're not going to hurt anything. And you can get vegetable straws that are actually made out of vegetable materials. Once again, giving you the same advantage that a straw does to drink a beverage, but not impacting the planet. And this is a bottle of water. We've all had them, we've all used them. There are quite a few here in the center. Right. The problem is you drink the water, which we have to do to keep ourselves hydrated, but now another piece of plastic is going to end up in our environment and not do any good. What you can do, and I strongly recommend if you're not already doing it, you can get a metal reusable water bottle, and one that our daughter-in-law gave us these. This is a glass. It's healthier for you because the water stays healthier than in plastic. And once again, you can fill it up with the water that you want to use and just use it again and again rather than putting a piece of plastic back into the environment. And there's one other aspect. These are plastic utensils. Knives, forks, and spoons. We've all got them when we got to take out food and everything else. And they're great. They're handy. You eat your meal, and now you throw this back into the environment where it's not doing any good. What you want to do is go out there and look for these. These are wooden utensils that do the same thing, let you eat that meal, have that picnic, but now you can take these home and clean them up and use them again. Or, if you have to throw these away, they are not going to harm the environment. Made out of bamboo, they're going to actually bring more health to our earth than to destroy it. So, you can also, I got to mention this, cut back on fossil fuels. Now, it occurred to me early on when I was back in that Honda job that one of the things that I've seen no one really address is the fact that for the past century, we've been doing nothing but spewing out carbon monoxide from our automotives. Now, that never existed before 100 years ago. So for 100 years, we've been doing something that's never impacted this planet before. You cannot tell me that that would not have an impact on the environment, something new in there. And one of the reasons that I had to move on from Honda is because instead of looking for ways to protect the environment, I was actually working real hard to add more fossil fuel use into the environment. And it just did not add up with who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do here. But there are things that you can do. Right now, I still drive an '05 Odyssey, and it is not fuel efficient. It's putting a lot of stuff there. But I try to drive as little as I can. Lynn and I always share an errand so that we're not taking two cars whenever we can. We combine our errands so we're not going twice out onto the road to do it. So more than anything you can do to use less fossil fuels, if your finances allow it, get a hybrid or an electric car. That's going to put that stuff out there. Otherwise, look to see how you can carpool, ride share. Do anything you can to use a little bit less gas. And the more we do that, the less impact it's going to have on the environment, and the better off we will be. So, again, back to the plastic. If you do end up with these plastic things, there are places that you can go to recycle them rather than throw them into the trash. And kind of controversy now on what's going on with recycling, because we used to send it all to China. They're not taking it anymore. Some people are saying it's ending up in the landfill, but at least you're doing what you can if you put it in the recycle bin to avoid that going into the Earth's environment. Drink that water later. So, now, keep in mind that these are the things that we have to start looking at doing, because it was JFK years ago who stated this: if not us, who? If not now, when? And we were reminded that, as Lynn already mentioned, last week there was a huge protest worldwide, started up by those kids, that protest that it is our generations, I say kids, but in my case grandkids, pointing out that it was our generation that brought forth the current climate situation. And they're putting it upon us to take responsibility for making those changes that need. Because in the final analysis, it's not going to be us that suffer from what's going on. It's going to be this generation that's coming a couple back. Like we said about Allison, that's coming into this. They're the ones that are going to be affected by what's going on now if we don't make some changes. And so it was a great way to get attention to that. See, Mommy, Daddy, why did you do nothing to help this climate? So that's when we have to start looking at that. Now, these small actions that I mentioned will allow you two things. You're physically doing something better for the planet, but you're also now putting into consciousness. See, we're all about that consciousness situation here. And when you put that into your consciousness, that you're doing what you can to help this planet, that consciousness going forward, it's connecting globally with consciousness everywhere. It is putting it out there that we have to start doing what we can, when we can, where we can, to keep this planet healthy. And if we do that, it'll continue to spread out. It'll get that worldwide movement that these kids have started to do. And we will then all be able to work together as a species to give Mother Earth a rebirth. And that's my lesson for today.